how to improve your confidence by becoming aware. So for this type of video, I want to have like a long form, raw content video, like with no crazy editing cuts. So if you can't handle that and you're used to these dopamine hits from scrolling on TikTok, then just click off the video right now. So anyways, I want to have a longer type of video, like a podcast form of me just genuinely talking to y'all, giving y'all some value, some advice that I've learned and grown to I've grown with, I guess, over time. So today we're talking about how to improve your confidence by becoming aware, and the first step is obviously awareness. So awareness is literally just realizing and understanding that you either aren't self-confident or you do something else that affects your self-confidence and as a result lowers it. So becoming aware is just realizing that and knowing that something needs to be changed to improve that self-confidence, or something needs to be changed to stop doing something to improve that self-confidence. If you become aware that you have low self-confidence, low self-esteem, low self-love of yourself, that's the first step. Obviously, it's not very hard to do that because you'll be suffering on a day-to-day basis. The next step of becoming aware is understanding what you do that brings down your self-confidence. Whether that's external or internal, it's just becoming aware of what you do. So I'm going to give you all an example of something external and something internal. Something external would be something like your looks. Like, say this shirt is super tight on me, it makes me look like I have a long neck. Like, stuff like that, the external stuff, insecurities. Maybe I have a big nose. Something for me is I have gyno, which is like excess fat in your nipples. And I used to be super insecure about it. Being overweight, being super small. I used to be tiny. If y'all don't know, I gained a lot of weight. And my confidence definitely went up as a result of that. But external things are just, I guess, external insecurities like your looks. And internal is stuff like comparing yourself to others, being scared of what other people are going to say, like being afraid of judgment from other people, seeking validation, like fishing for compliments and stuff, and like, oh yeah, I got this new shirt. I know it's you like it? Yeah, I just got this today. You know, just like flexing, subtle flexing, like seeking validation. Overthinking is a huge one. Honestly, I think overthinking is the biggest internal factor when it comes to like lowering your self-confidence, because overthinking is literally just thinking too much about something. It's thinking of something more in depth and literally putting these make-believe scenarios in your head that aren't even really true. So these are your internal and external factors that you just got to really become aware and identify what you are doing and what is happening to you to lower your self-confidence. With these external and internal factors, I honestly think it always has something to do with internal, whether that's overthinking or being scared of what people are going to say. I think even if it is something external, like say I have a fat nose, the internal factors just amplify that so much, and you start overthinking about what people are going to say about your nose. You start being scared to talk to people because you think they're going to be staring at your nose. And you compare to people that have smaller noses than you. You just start comparing yourself and overthinking, and you just go down this rabbit hole of being insecure and overall lowering your self-confidence. So I think it always stems from the internal factors, and honestly, it's just becoming aware of what you do the most, and how you can change that. So internal factors and external factors, most of the time they combine together and make it 10 times worse, overall lowering your self-confidence. You just gotta realize what it is, whether it's internal, external, what you do, and kind of just become aware of that. The next thing is acceptance, self-acceptance, self-love. And I think some of y'all, whenever I say self-love, y'all are thinking of your head like, oh, I just gotta embrace my insecurities and tell myself I love myself every day. It's gonna get better. Affirmations. I just manifest my self-love. I'm not saying that. Whenever I say that, I'm saying it's loving yourself enough to want to change, want to grow, and like ask yourself questions. You find out and you fix these insecurities that you have, whether they're external and internal, by asking yourself questions. So whenever something happens, say, we're gonna keep going back to the big nose. Say I have a big nose and I see someone in the gym and I'm like, oh bro, their nose is so perfect. Oh dude, it's like, oh my gosh, my nose is so big compared to them. I literally look like Pinocchio. I have the fattest nose ever, bro. You just keep going down, and you realize this. You become aware that you're comparing yourself. You become aware that you are super insecure and it is bringing down your self-confidence. So self-acceptance and self-love is loving yourself enough to question yourself and realize that and be like, okay, why do I think I have such a big nose? And you'll ask yourself questions, and you'll get closer to understanding why you compare yourself, why you overthink this constant, why I have such a big nose, and you'll bring it down. What can I do to improve myself so I won't compare? What can I do to improve myself so I won't overthink? And you get closer and closer and ask yourself questions. And if you do this every time you are comparing yourself or having these external and internal thoughts, you get closer and closer to the root of the problem, and your self-love is allowing yourself to grow, allowing yourself to be aware and change this low self-esteem issue. Self-acceptance overall though is like I said in the beginning, is that lovey-lovey. You got to learn to love yourself as you grow and ask yourself questions and get closer to figuring it out. Like, why am I bringing myself down? Why is my self-confidence suffering because of it? Like, what can I do to change this? It's loving yourself and understanding that this is the person you are, and you have to become okay with that, because learn to love yourself, learn to be okay with who you are, and understand that God put you in this place for a reason. That's how I always look at it, even whenever I'm like downing myself, like, oh, I have fat nipples, like, bro, it's just understanding that everyone suffers with their own things, whether that's insecurities, everyone overthinks, and a lot of people have self-confidence issues, and you just kind of got to accept yourself for who you are, what you are, and all the little insecurities, you can't make them who you are. You can't act because of the insecurities. So say I have a fat nose, right? And I go in the gym and I literally don't talk to anyone because I don't want anyone to see my fat nose. Like, you don't become your insecurities, and you don't let them form the way you act. You are in control. It's your body, your life, and I'm going to give you all these next action steps to overall becoming aware and identifying why your self-confidence is suffering and how to improve your self-confidence overall. So the first step is identify. Identify that you are having self-confidence issues, and identify what it is that you are doing to bring your self-confidence down. So is it your big nose? Is it you overthink every time you walk in a public area? Is it you're comparing your biceps to another gym rat? Like, what is it? What are you doing that is bringing your self-confidence down? Next, you want to set goals. Whenever I say goals, once you identify what it is, you set that as your sub-goal. The overall goal is improving your self-confidence all the way up here, and down here is stop comparing. So this is the goal you have set. You want to stop comparing yourself to others. So I have a big nose. I don't want to compare myself to people that have smaller noses. So you set that goal, and you work on it by questioning yourself. You always get to know other people, and you question other people, like, what's their favorite color? What do they like? What is their favorite TV show? You question them, and you get to know other people. Why not question yourself and get to know you better? Show yourself some self-love here. Question yourself and understand what it is why are you comparing yourself? What can you do to improve you comparing yourself, and what can you do to change your perspective so you don't compare yourself to others and your big nose? So identify what it is, set goals, and question yourself. Literally question everything. Realize whenever you're comparing and question that. So I promise, if you do this, if you become aware of your low self-confidence and you identify, you set goals, you question yourself, and you do these action steps, I promise your overall confidence, self-love, self-acceptance, self-esteem, whatever, will improve over time. On a long enough time span, you can do anything, bro. So love yourself. I love y'all, boys. I'm out.